He was obsessed with you until you had sex, and now he won't even text back. This isn't about you being easy. It's about male brain chemistry. And no, Karen, it's not because you're a slut. It's because his brain literally turned off the love switch. Stay with me till the end, my friends, because I'm about to expose the 3 stages of how men's brains actually work in relationships. And stage 3 is going to blow your mind and save your next relationship. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't about slut-shaming or playing games. This is about understanding the actual science behind why men act like they're auditioning for the role of your soulmate one day, and then treating you like a stranger the next. While you're picking out curtains for your future home, his brain is still buffering on whether he likes your laugh. I'm talking full Disney movie with wedding bells versus Windows 95 computer-making dial-up sounds. And before you start thinking this is just another excuse for bad male behaviour, let me be clear. Understanding the psychology doesn't excuse the disrespect, but it does help you spot the difference between a man who's genuinely developing feelings and one who's just satisfying his biological urges with zero intention of anything real. But here's where it gets interesting. Scientists discovered men's brains go through 3 stages, and most of y'all are getting stuck at stage 1. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist, who's basically the queen of love research, broke this down into 3 distinct phases that every human goes through when falling in love. But here's the kicker. Men and women experience these stages completely differently. Stage 1 is lust, the horny hurricane. This isn't love, it's your brain on Red Bull and bad decisions. Fun fact, this stage can last 6 months to 2 years. Yes, 2 years. It's driven by testosterone in men and estrogen in women, and it's basically your caveman brain saying, reproduce now, ask questions later. Here's what's happening in his brain during lust. He sees you, his testosterone spikes, and suddenly you're the most fascinating creature on the planet. He's texting you paragraphs, planning dates, acting like you're the answer to every prayer he never knew he was praying. But, and this is crucial, this isn't about you specifically. This is about his brain getting a hit of that primal attraction drug. The problem is, during this stage, men often mistake lust for love. They genuinely believe they're falling for you, when really they're just high on hormones. That's why he can seem so intense, and then suddenly, nothing. The chemical high wore off, and he realised he doesn't actually know you well enough to love you. We made a video on love versus lust on our channel, so make sure you watch that. Stage 2 is attraction. The obsession station. This is when he's texting you at 3 a.m, asking what you had for lunch in 2019. His brain is lighting up like a slot machine, with dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin having a full rave while trying to be responsible friends. Scientists literally compare this stage to cocaine addiction. That's how intense it is. During attraction, his focus becomes laser sharp on you specifically. This is where he starts learning your quirks, your stories, your dreams. He's not just attracted to the idea of a woman anymore. He's attracted to you. This stage is characterised by intrusive thinking, which is a fancy way of saying he literally cannot stop thinking about you, even when he tries. But here's the catch. Attraction can be triggered by novelty, mystery, and challenge. If you become too available too quickly, you might accidentally skip past this stage. His brain needs time to build that obsession, to wonder about you, to chase the dopamine hit of getting to know you better. The attraction stage typically lasts anywhere from a few months to 2 years. And here's something most people don't know. If physical intimacy happens too early in this stage, it can actually short-circuit the process. His brain gets the reward without having to do the work of truly getting to know you. Stage 3 is attachment, the holy grail. This is when he stops seeing you as a conquest and starts seeing you as home. Oxytocin and vasopressin create that deep bond where he actually wants to build a life with you. This is the stage where real, lasting love happens. But here's the plot twist that's about to change everything you thought you knew. When men are in early dating, their testosterone is higher than a college boy's confidence after 2 beers. And high testosterone blocks the bonding effects of oxytocin. It's not personal, it's chemical. Literally, testosterone is building a wall around the bonding hormone, like a bouncer saying, "Not on the list, buddy." This is why men take longer to develop genuine emotional attachment. Their biology is literally working against bonding in the early stages, while your oxytocin is flowing freely, making you feel connected and attached, and his is being suppressed by all that testosterone. As the relationship progresses and his testosterone levels normalise, oxytocin gradually begins to play a more prominent role. But this process takes time. We're talking months, not weeks. This is why rushing into physical intimacy can backfire. You're trying to create a bond before his brain is chemically ready for it. And this leads us to the phenomenon that's probably ruined half your relationships. Ever heard of the Coolidge effect? It's about to explain your entire dating history. The Coolidge effect means males lose interest in the same partner, but get excited about new ones. This effect has been observed across multiple species, Basically, males show decreased interest in mating with the same female, but renewed interest when presented with a new female. Now, before you start planning to burn down the patriarchy, remember this is primitive brain wiring, not conscious choice, but understanding it helps explain why some men lose interest after sex, especially if it happens quickly. If you sleep together too fast, you might trigger his mission accomplished mode. His primitive brain got what it was programmed to want, and now it's looking for the next challenge. His brain throws a completion party with confetti, while your brain is making a Pinterest board for your future kids. This doesn't happen with every man or in every situation, but it's common enough that it's worth understanding. The key is recognizing that men who are genuinely interested in you as a person, not just as a conquest, will be willing to wait and build that emotional connection first. Don't click off just yet, my friends. I'm about to tell you how to spot if he's actually catching feelings or just satisfying his caveman brain. Red flags that he's stuck in lust mode. He only texts at night. This screams booty call, not boyfriend material. He avoids talking about feelings after months of dating. If he can't even acknowledge that you're dating after 3 months, he's not developing attachment. He gets weird when you mention the future. Even casual future references like next month or this summer make him uncomfortable. Normal male attachment progression looks different. Take 6+ months to say, I love you, and mean it. And that's normal. His feelings are developing on a different timeline than yours. Gradually opens up about deeper stuff. Vulnerability increases over time as trust builds. Actions become more consistent over time. He becomes more reliable, not less, as feelings develop. So, what do you do with this information? Don't take it personally. His slow attachment isn't about your worth. You could be the most amazing woman in the world, and his brain would still need time to develop those attachment chemicals. This is biology, not a reflection of your value. Trust the timeline. If he's still emotionally unavailable after 6+ months, detonate. At that point, it's not about needing more time. It's about him not being ready for what you want. Watch for progression. Real feelings develop gradually, not instantly. Look for steady increases in emotional intimacy, consistency, and integration into his life. If things aren't progressing after several months, that's when you need to evaluate. Set boundaries early. Don't be afraid to slow things down physically if you want emotional connection first. A man who's genuinely interested in you will respect this. A man who disappears when you set boundaries was never interested in anything real anyway. Stop trying to microwave a relationship that needs to slow cook. Now, if you want to understand what actually triggers that attachment stage in a man's brain, like what makes him go from she's cool to I can't lose her, there's this book called His Secret Obsession that breaks down the psychological triggers that flip his brain from lust mode to I need this woman in my life mode. Look, I'm not saying you should manipulate anyone, but understanding male psychology can help you spot when someone's genuinely developing feelings versus when they're just keeping you around for convenience. Click the link in the video description below if you want to dive deeper into the science of male attachment. But here's what I will say for free. You're not broken, his brain is just running on factory settings. The right man will be willing to do the work to move through all 3 stages with you. The wrong man will disappear the moment his primitive brain gets what it wants. Remember, you're not broken, his brain is just running on factory settings.
Thanks for watching Date or Date.